How to fix Red Dead Redemption 2 fishing rod animation bug. Hello, fellow gamers and tech enthusiasts. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we're tackling a peculiar but frustrating issue in Red Dead Redemption 2. Many players have reported a bug where the fishing rod animation cancels and the rod itself starts shaking uncontrollably. This prevents you from casting your line properly, making fishing in the game nearly impossible. We've found a confirmed solution from the Teknobalta technical database, and it's surprisingly simple, yet effective. Let's dive into the details of this problem and its fix. The user, Draftlaf, described the problem clearly. They explained that to cast the fishing rod, they would hold down the right-click button. Then, they would hold down the left-click button to actually throw the line. However, instead of the rod tensing up as expected for a cast, the animation would abruptly cancel. Following the cancellation, the fishing rod would simply start shaking erratically. This made it impossible to perform the fishing action correctly. Initially, another user inquired if Draftlaf was performing the action correctly. This is a common and valid troubleshooting step for any game mechanic. Draftlaf confirmed their proficiency, stating they had already caught 4 legendary fish in the game. This clearly indicated that the issue was not user error, but a genuine game bug. They further elaborated that the rod wouldn't fully tense up at the back. Instead, it would act as if it was hiding or retracting prematurely. The core suggestion, which ultimately proved to be the solution, came from a user named Unknown and later confirmed by Garex's Element. The recommendation was to limit the game's frame rate to 60 FPS. This adjustment needed to be made directly from the graphics card's control panel. Draftlaf tried this solution and reported back with success. They found it very strange, but confirmed that it indeed solved the problem. Interestingly, Draftlaf also noted that for their specific system, the rod would go crazy when exceeding 150 FPS. Their optimal frame rate limit was around 100 FPS. This suggests that while 60 FPS is a safe bet, a slightly higher cap might also work for some systems. Now, let's walk through how to apply this frame rate limit using your graphics card's control panel. We'll cover both NVIDIA and AMD graphics cards. First, for NVIDIA users, right-click on your desktop to open the NVIDIA Control Panel. In the NVIDIA Control Panel, navigate to Manage 3D Settings under the 3D Settings category. You'll see 2 tabs: Global Settings and Program Settings. It's generally recommended to apply this setting specifically for Red Dead Redemption 2. So, click on the Program Settings tab. From the drop-down menu, select Red Dead Redemption 2. If you don't see it, click Add and browse for the game's executable file, usually RDR2.exe. Scroll down the list of settings until you find Max Frame Rate. Click on it and set the desired frame rate limit. Start with 60 FPS, as this was the initial suggestion. If that works, you can experiment with slightly higher values like 100 FPS. Once set, click Apply at the bottom right of the control panel to save your changes. Now, for AMD Radeon users, right-click on your desktop and open the AMD Radeon Software. In the Radeon Software, navigate to the Gaming tab. Here, you should see a list of your installed games. Select Red Dead Redemption 2 from this list. If it's not listed, you might need to add it manually by clicking Add Game or similar option. Once you've selected RDR2, you'll see game-specific graphics settings. Look for an option called Radeon Chill or Frame Rate Target Control. If using Radeon Chill, you can set a max FPS value. If using FRTC, enable it and then set your desired frame rate limit. Again, start with 60 FPS, then test 100 FPS if 60 works well. The settings will usually apply automatically, but ensure you save any changes if prompted. The reason high frame rates can cause such issues in games like Red Dead Redemption 2 often relates to game engine physics. Some older or less optimized game engines tie certain animations or physics calculations directly to the frame rate. When the frame rate goes too high, these calculations can break down. This leads to unexpected behaviors like animation cancellations or objects going crazy. Limiting the FPS brings the game back into a stable operating range. After applying the frame rate limit, restart Red Dead Redemption 2 and test the fishing mechanic. You should find that the fishing rod now behaves as intended. Remember, finding the sweet spot for your system might require a bit of experimentation. While 60 FPS is a safe starting point, 100 FPS could be a good balance for performance and stability. We hope this detailed guide helps you resolve the frustrating fishing rod animation bug in Red Dead Redemption 2. If this solution worked for you, please let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Teknobalta for more technical solutions and gaming insights. Thank you for watching, and happy fishing in the Wild West.